a few years after that, Meech got locked up and went to jail. So when he got locked up, he had a conversation with Jeezy to basically kind of make sure that I was straight and like give me a job. So I started working for Jeezy and doing marketing for his company for CTE. Okay. And then I worked there for like 8 or 9 years, and then I started. Why ain't I see you around back when I was down? We had started like a booklet, just with all the advertisements from the people that we had accounts for, whatever. And it was like these guys that came. So, but when they came, it was like a difference. Like they pulled up in all these cars. They all had on the same shirts. They all had on all this jewelry, whatever. So I saw like one of my homeboys, one of my friends from the hood with the guys.
You can say,
what I'm saying, had all of this stuff. So I'm like, instantly I'm thinking money, business. How can I get to advertise with me? Whatever. So I see my homeboy, I pull him to the side. I'm like, okay, so which one of these niggas makes the decisions? Like, I need you to take me to him. So he was like, okay. And I was like, no, I'm serious. Like, spending the money that can control all of this. I need to meet him. Yeah. Like, can you do that for me if you love me? Like, he was like, I got you, sis, whatever. So it was like a few hours later. And I'm thinking, I didn't know if they had left or what, but I'm seeing the car is still there. But I'm like, the club is closed. What is it doing? I'm ready to go. So they came out, and my friend, my buddy White, introduced me to. It was a light-skinned guy. He had braids, whatever. His name was Meech. Mm. So he introduced me. He was like, this is my sister, whatever. They have a magazine, or he called it a magazine, but it was really like a little small, probably like 15, 20-page booklet, maybe about half the size, whatever. And he was like, they have a magazine. She wanted to talk to you about some advertisement for the company or whatever, the label, because at that time, that's what it was, BMF Entertainment. So his first thing was, okay, so how much do we need to spend? And I'm like, well, it doesn't quite go like that. We got to sit down, let me go over the specs, what you're going to get, whatever. He was like, I don't care about all that. How much is the ad? And I was like, it's $2,500. And he was like, that's for like the inside. And I was like, yeah. He was like, how much for the cover? And I was like, I was thinking like, I don't know how much right. cover. Like, what do I right. like, okay, 7,500. He was like, okay, so he gave me 10,000. And he was like, can we do the photo shoot tomorrow? And, like, let me know how much it is, whatever. I'm gonna have everybody ready. I'm gonna have all the cards out there, blah, blah, blah. I was like, yeah, we can do the photo shoot. We can do it tonight. Like, I'll get these people up and, make them move around. Like, you just gave me 10. It's like, so we did that. We did the photo shoot. Blue Da Vinci was the artist at the time, him, and they had Young Jeezy. So we put Blue on the cover, on one side. It was a double-sided magazine. And then Tip was on the other cover, on the other side. So we had we did the photo shoot. Everything was crazy. It was like, we did the photo shoot, and Benny Boom was shooting a video and did the behind the scenes. And at that time, he was like the biggest, the largest.
I was just finna ask you, was he Benny Boom at that time?
Yes, man.
Wow. Yes. Doing BTS?
Yes.
Oh, that's crazy.
And he was shooting a video for them also.
Okay.
So we got like some behind the scenes footage. We got stuff for the magazine. And then to just end this crazy story about how I started getting into it or whatever, we were thinking, okay, so he asked me, what do we need to do to, put it out there, like for the rollout of the magazine or the premiere of the magazine or whatever. So I was like, well, so me and Juice were telling him like, Birthday Bash is coming up. We need to advertise with the radio station and get a booth at Birthday Bash and pass the magazines out. So he was like, we got to figure out something else. We got to go big, whatever. So he was like, what if we drop money over the arena? And at this time, it was at Lakewood Amphitheater, like outside. So we were like, how are we going to drop money over the people? So he was like, I'm gonna rent a helicopter. You gonna go in the helicopter. You're going to go, I'm going to give you the money. You're going to sit in the helicopter. You're going to drop the money over the whatever. Go crazy. And that's going to be like the Juice magazine. That's going to be like our debut or whatever. He was like, I want to be a part of this. So I was like, okay. So I'm thinking like, I'm like, okay, that's not going to happen because how the finna do that?
And this ain't no contract, no paperwork. Just,
nothing.
Okay.
Just like, you know, my word is what I'm saying I'm going to do.
Right.
So I'm going to do it.
Right.
So the day of birthday bash, we're getting everything together. So I'm setting up all the stuff with the street team, whatever. Get the booth set up, get everything done. And then they call me and tell me that I need to go to PDK, Peachtree DeKalb Airport. So I'm like, okay. Okay. Yeah. I'm okay. Just send me the address. I'm on the way, whatever. So I get there and I meet the pilot and he's like, okay, well, we're going up and I'm just gonna show you how to do it because we're not gonna be able to like just drop it. So I'm like, these people, I'm like, this is serious.
Yeah.
And then he was like, okay, well, yeah, I'm getting everything together, but you gotta come to the house and get the money. So I'm like, I came to the house, got the money, it was like 20 grand in ones. So when I come back, it was an older white guy, the pilot. So he was like, you know, we're not going to be able to just toss it out because it's going to fly up in the propellers and chop up. So we're going to fly over it. Every time I lean the helicopter over, you just start dumping it out, whatever. So I'm like, okay. So we tried it. We did like a test run before the people got there. And, you know, we figured out a system. Like he would lean this way, I would drop it out this way. He would lean this way, I'll drop it out that way. And then like when Blue got ready to perform, like we threw the money and it was like pandemonium, and the radio station was 107.9 at the time because it caused a kerfuffle. And it was like, you know, technically a hazard, but it was like the biggest ever that they talked about. And the pilot guy was asking me like, are you done? I was like, yeah. He was like, so you threw all that money out? I was like, yeah, I wasn't going to keep it. Like he gave it to me to throw. Like, I don't need it. I mean, I could use it, but you know what I'm saying? Like I'm here to do a job. Like, and that's another thing too, that I feel like is a big thing with me because people know that like, there's no like funny or like funny business with me. Like if you tell me to do something or if you trust me to like get something done, I'm going to do it and do it to the best of my ability and make it as huge as possible with no discussion about any kind of funniness or whatever. So yeah, like from there, we increased the size of the magazine. The magazine got bigger. We got a distribution deal with this company out of Florida. So it was in all the airports. It was in Target, Walmart.
What was the name of the magazine again?
The Juice magazine. And then a few years after that, Meech got locked up and went to jail. So when he got locked up, he had a conversation with Jeezy to basically kind of make sure that I was straight and like give me a job. So I started working for Jeezy and doing marketing for his company for CTE.
Okay.
And then I worked there for like 8 or 9 years. And then I started my own company. And today here I am.